Sunday, March 29th was a big day in the NHL, specifically in the Pacific Division for one team.
Shockingly, in the Pacific Division.
Shockingly. Yeah, whatever happens there, right? No. But the Golden Knights fire Bruce Cassidy with 8 games left in the regular season, and they hire John Tortorella immediately after to take his place.
You fire an Olympic assistant coach. You hire an Olympic assistant coach.
Lateral move?
I don't know. What are they looking for in Tortorella?
That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll look at the stats. Okay, Tortorella has led his teams to 12 playoff appearances in 23 seasons. Now, I don't want to, be that guy, but I think it's going to be 13 and 24 because if Vegas misses the playoffs, that's going to be.
What are they going to do? Fire Tortorella then?
Yeah, fire Tortorella. Come on now. But it's pretty likely that they make the playoffs at this point, I think.
Yeah. I don't understand why you would fire him. I think it's pointless. The last 8 games, you're going to be using some sort of hybrid of Bruce Cassidy's systems.
Oh, for
it's
sure.
Just drill. You've played what? There's 82 games in a season, so 70. Well, I can't do math.
74, yeah.
74 of them you've played under Bruce Cassidy. You're not going to go and completely change your systems. Even in the playoffs, it's not going to be the same. I genuinely think it's pointless.
8 games might have actually been wrong. It might be 9 games. But regardless, it doesn't really matter. It's just splitting hairs. But yeah, I just feel like this is not a smart move right before the playoffs because your team. No, it is 8 games. I'm right.
Yeah, it is 8.
Let's go. I'm that guy. No. Yeah, it just seems like it's gonna cause confusion for the players. I get it. Bruce Cassidy might not have led Vegas to the record of their dreams, but their stats are genuinely not bad. If you look at their forward stats, their defensive stats, it seems like it's been a lot of luck going against them. Yeah, now that I looked into it, but hey,
I don't know.
It's their choice.
I was listening to the SDPN podcast.
Yeah,
and they were more talking about Bruce Cassidy doesn't like a single man or a single man effort.
Oh,
and it's more about just developing the system. So yeah, they obviously have some not great stats.
Yeah.
With Eichel not scoring on the power play this year.
That is surprising.
Marner only has 1 point in his last 6 games, and it's their first season with 40 losses. It's including overtime and regulation.
Which is absurd. They are, honestly, without the OT loss rule, they wouldn't even be sniffing a playoff spot.
No.
So, yeah, that's just wild. And you'd think that the Golden Knights wouldn't be in this position, right? Because they... at the time of the coaching change, they were kind of stacked on paper. They're the only team with 6 50-point scorers. I don't know off the top of my head who those are, but I'm pretty sure it's Mark Stone, Jack Eichel, Pavel Dorofeyev, Mitch Marner, Thomas Hertl, and then I can't think of the 6th one. But regardless, they're the only team with 6 50-point scorers. You'd think with that amount of scoring spread out, they would be able to make, I don't know, some sort of success happen, but it's
just
really
not
weird.
happening.
So just an interesting thing. I'm almost certain that this has happened more than once before because I'm fairly certain it happened twice in the 2000 to 2010 kind of time period too. But the only other time I could find where a team in a playoff position fired their coach in the same situation or a similar situation to Vegas was Lou Lamoriello with the New Jersey Devils in 1999 to 2000.
Winning?
So what's funny is they were actually the first seed in the league. They were number 1 in the league, and they fired their coach with 8 games left.
And Devils won in 99, didn't they?
I don't think so.
Or was that Colorado? I know they won around there.
It's very possible. I should have done my research here. But the reasoning there was because, yeah, you're right. They won in 2000. That's crazy. So it paid off. It paid off.
I guess
That's
so.
horrifying. Oh, my gosh. They signed, it looks like they signed Larry Robinson. And then he took them to the promised land. So there's some precedent before, not much, but there's a little bit of precedent, and it seems that this is kind of what they're going for. They're hoping for.
The only thing that I can see that changes, some of the biggest critiques I've seen is that the players are too relaxed.
Yeah.
They're not. All I see is happening is Tortorella is just going to increase that intensity on Cassidy systems.
Yeah, it's very possible.
But other than that, I don't see anything changing.
No,
I genuinely don't see anything. Like, the only thing that will happen is that Marner will play wing. I don't know why he's on center.
Doesn't make sense, yeah. I mean, he can play center, but he shouldn't, really.
He's only put up 1 point in the last 6 games. It's not.
Yeah.
That's not his place.
No. So I just want to get your instant take. If we're going like, I guess I could say win, loss, or like even. But what would you say for Vegas? Is firing their coach, replacing Bruce Cassidy with John Tortorella, a win, a loss, or just kind of a lateral move?
I have no idea.
No idea.
At the moment, I feel like it's kind of like the 25-26 NHL story. You know, you have the Marner to Vegas.
Yeah.
Where it's like, it could pay off for Toronto.
Could.
It could be a dumpster fire. I'll leave that up to interpretation on how that went.
Yep.
The Jari Skinner trade could work out very well for the Oilers. Could be a dumpster fire.
Yep.
I'll leave that up for interpretation. And I think this is one of those things where it's like, I don't know. Even with this, I don't think it's going to change whether they get out in the first round, whether they get out in the second round.
Yeah.
They're not making it to the Western Conference Final.
No.
They're at best a second round team, but they're gonna lose.
Yeah.
To like most likely the Oilers.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, you making this coaching change now, it kind of makes you think like, oh, this is going to happen anyways in the offseason. Like, regardless of if Vegas would have made it to like the second round.
Oh, exactly.
Unless they would have won the cup, this coaching change is going to happen regardless. So I kind of like, I don't exactly see why they'd make it now because it messes up their system, but their guy, it seems, because they made it so quickly, was John Tortorella. Like they're gonna put him into office.
But why though?
Yeah, that part I don't understand.
I don't understand. Like to me, I do agree that it was going to happen in the offseason regardless.
Yeah.
No matter what. Maybe if they had won the cup by some miracle, possibly.
That's never going to happen.
But it was never going to happen.
No.
But like, just out of respect, like just let the guy finish off his season.
Yep. So, I mean, you got to feel bad for him, right?
Yeah,
like,
you do.
He'll
be in a job within the year.
Yeah, I mean,
like there's 30 teams looking.
There are, and I mean, he was making lots of money, and so it's not like we can be like, oh, he got fired, like, oh, he's gonna be screwed financially. No, he's coaches make a good amount. I don't think coach salaries are public information from what
because they're not part of the cap.
It's not part of the cap, so they don't need to be public information. But he's probably fine. But some things that might have led to like immediately Torts is our guy kind of conversation. Vegas, again, at the time of the coaching change, had the second worst team save percentage in the NHL, behind only the Vancouver Canucks, and or ahead of only the Vancouver Canucks. And then they were actually the worst at 5-on-5. They had the worst team save percentage in the NHL at 5-on-5, which just means that both their goalies combined, they like averaging of the saves, they have the worst in the league.
It makes you like they have a good decor.
Yeah. Well, and they picked up Rasmus Anderson. Like, they have Noah Hannafin, Rasmus Anderson, Shea Theodore, and I'm blanking on every other player that I ever knew. But, like, Luchek's, I think, he's a decent player. But anyways, they have, like, 3 to 4 solid D-men. They're just playing, like, they're playing terrible. Like, it's just not good.
Well, and they have the least amount of shot attempts in the league, too, right?
I believe so, yeah. They're just not shooting that much at all. But one thing with Torts is, like, this guy guided, well, this is in 2004, he was coaching, now I forget who he was coaching in 2004, but regardless, he led Nikolai Habibulin, the Bulin Wall.
Oh, that would have been the Lightning when they won.
Yeah, that would have been Lightning. So he led the Bulin Wall, Oilers legend, by the way, to a Stanley Cup in 2004 with a 16-7 record.
That's crazy.
And that was a .933 save percentage and 5 shutouts during the postseason. Now, obviously, that's not all on Torts. You can give very little credit to Torts for that.
Yeah.
But he also kind of was the one that guided Bobrovsky and the Blue Jackets when they upset Tampa in round 1 of 2019. And now look at how Bobrovsky's doing, right? So Adin Hill has that kind of pedigree for he has that Stanley Cup pedigree, right? Like he won the cup with Vegas in 2023, 2022? 2023, yeah. Yeah, because the Oilers lost them in the second round, so that would make sense. So it's like maybe he can be the goalie whisperer, right? And I think the Vegas owner, I believe, or shoot, I forget what it's Ken McMahon, I think his name is, or something like that. Regardless, a member of the Vegas organization came out earlier today and said, "I like our goalies. I don't like our goaltending," or something like that. Like, I like the guys, but I don't like how they're playing, and I think we can turn it around. You know what I mean? So maybe that's another reason why they put Torts in, because they see this
breath of air.
Breath
of fresh air.
Yeah, a breath of fresh air.
Breath of fresh air. Yeah.
Hey, at least be
that does work.
It does. It works. Yeah. So, and it looks like Tortorella has like his kind of trademark shot blocking mindset, or that kind of defensive structure. So he might try to instill that into like the Vegas back end and change things around, because like I said, worst team save percentage in the league at 5-on-5. That's not just a goalie problem. Yeah.
And he can't, like, I feel like you're solely in the season, you can't be benching guys if they're not playing well. Like, he can't be full Torts yet.
No. He's got to give it some time.
Like the Torts effect is start off with lots and lots of success.
Yeah.
Taper off, start benching guys. Guys start turning on you. You lose a dressing room, and Torts is gone.
And Torts, that's
every single team he's played for.
Every single team, yeah. So like the one thing that Vegas already does well is they rank quite highly in reducing high quality shot attempts against.
Yeah.
But their defense has still been lacking for some reason. Like they're actually doing all right at reducing the shots, or the quality of shots against, but something's got to give with either it's the goaltending or the defense. That's like
I think their forwards are fine. I think again, it's too late in the season to start restructuring your core.
Yeah.
But next season, like, this is why I wish they would have waited till summer.
Yeah.
And then you can restructure your forwards, restructure your D. And you don't even have to get new guys, just move them around. Sometimes that's all you need.
For sure. I mean, even looking at making trades at that point, or I don't know, like picking up free agents that pop up. Like you have so much more flexibility at that point as a coach to kind of advise your GM on the path that you want your team to take.
Exactly, and that's where I see a new coach being good.
Oh, for sure, yeah. When they actually have time to mold their team.
Yeah, and it's a do or die situation in Vegas. Their guys are on the tail ends of their prime, I would say. Besides like Eichel and Marner.
Yeah, but like, those two are younger yet. Yeah.
Yeah, most, like, I'd say 90% of their teams on the tail end.
Yeah, it's crazy
of their prime.
Marner's only, what, 28?
28.
That's crazy.
28 or 29.
He feels like he's been around
because he's
so
a year
long.
older than Eichel.
Oh, is he?
He was in 2014. Eichel was... No, he was in the same draft as Eichel, wasn't he?
He was, yeah. He's 28,
he's the
turning
same
29
year.
in May.
Yeah, same year as
He's
Eichel.
younger than McDavid. But
yeah,
regardless, that's neither here nor there. All right, so... kind of my big question is, do you think Torts will improve this team enough for a deep playoff run, or does he have the capability to do so?
He has the capability, just not now.
Yeah.
And I feel like the last couple of teams we've seen Torts play, like, honestly, probably since... I'm trying to think here. This might be a stretch, but Vancouver. Maybe Columbus, where he's like actually given a team that can compete for a cup.
Yeah.
Because Philly, Columbus had moments of brilliance.
They did. I mean, did they have Goudreau already when he took over? No, I don't think they did.
No, but he had like Panarin and Bobrovsky, those guys.
Yeah.
Who was he? Yeah, he was at the Rangers for a bit.
He kind of bounced around.
But I think this is the first time he's given a team where he can do something. I think we're going to see a different Tortorella.
Yeah, at least next season.
Yeah,
I'd agree with you. I don't think that this really reopens Vegas' Stanley Cup window for the year. Like, it's just not.
Again, we could be wrong.
We could be wrong, but like looking at the West and seeing how Vegas has played over the season, I don't think a coaching change is going to make that drastic of a difference.
Not yet.